as a footballer, I suppose, for the YouTube generation, the flicks, the tricks, it looks good in isolation, but doesn't run a game. Do you agree with that?
I liked him at Juventus, and I thought he had a decent Euros as well, where he was one of France's better players in some of the games. But I've not seen any of that this season for Manchester United. The player that he was at Juventus when he played in the three with Pirlo and Vidal and people like that. You know, maybe it's because he's playing with better players, I don't know, but I agree with Graeme. I've not seen him dominate a game. I've not seen him do what Vieira or Keane or Scholes would have done. And when you're paying 89, 90 million pounds for a midfield player, you want to see the whole package. And at the minute, we're getting bits and pieces. We're getting a mixed bag. There's some good things tonight. I mean, there's some things you think, wow, you look like Bambi on ice.
Graeme, by the way, had a worse description for him than that. Do you want to say it, Graeme?
No.
Remember Carlton Palmer?
Oh, no. I don't think he's not that bad, surely, Graeme.
He's got earrings.
I think he was joking. Brian, what's your take on him? Can he be the man for United?
He hasn't shown enough yet to convince me that he has real leadership qualities to dominate a game and dictate the play. Neil mentioned the Juventus time. Pirlo dominated the game and dictated the play from that position in front of the back three. But Pogba, they didn't use him in that role. Now, Manchester United tried to use him earlier in the season as part of a two in midfield, and he wasn't very successful there. He was too often out of position and wasn't great on the defensive responsibility of who he was marking and tracking them. So now they've used him in the same position he played at Juventus, where he gets on and gets up towards the front man. Tonight he was a little bit deeper. Fellaini was the one in the more advanced position, but not frequently enough as he dominated games. Not scored enough big goals against the best teams when they were losing to Chelsea, Arsenal. Games like that, he hasn't done enough.
You want a Stevie Gerrard? You want that type of player. You know, when you're paying that amount of money, you want a midfield player who can do everything and take your team, your club by the scruff of the neck. And he is nowhere near that level at the minute.
He should be the difference in the big games, and he's not.
Well, he was arguably the difference tonight.
Well, he got a goal, a large slice of luck. But again, he didn't run the show. He's not someone I can look back on his first season in English football and think, I can't wait to see him again next year get even better. I think he had a very ordinary season, as Man United have, but they've up with 2 trophies. I see him, because of his athleticism, as someone, every time, I was going to say every time there's a passing movement, every time Man United are sort of threatening to get near the opposition box, get yourself in there. Like a Dele Alli, would you take him or would you take Dele Alli?
That's a good point. Very good point.
You know, because he's got that athleticism, he could do all day long.
2 games against average teams this year where he pulled a bit out. But in those matches, say, you know, the top teams, Manchester City, I remember early in the season, when they were outplayed 45 minutes in the first half, they couldn't get a kick of the ball. Mkhitaryan, they took him off at half time. But Pogba didn't influence that game, didn't influence the Chelsea game.
The big games against the really tough opposition.
Spurs. And they're the matches that if you're comparing the money, and you have to mention the money, because supporters expect you're going to get a top player that's going to do it. Maybe he'll do a lot better this season. He's 24. He's 24. It's his first season. He's been involved winning 2 trophies. But you want better than what he's given. And Dele Alli's 3 years younger. 3 years younger.
Going back to the Euros, I mean, the way I saw the Euros, I know you thought, I can remember getting a headed goal, but if you remember, it played the first game, they left him out. It was like they were trying to accommodate him. They couldn't find a position for him. I think he catches the eye because you go, wow, look at athleticism. And he'll, you know, muscle people out of it. But I'm not seeing him show a great understanding of the game. And I'm not sure how much that's something you can develop. I mean, if you've not got it at 24, it's not like he's just got into a first team and played 1 season. He's been around for a bit. So for me, he doesn't really have a great understanding of the position. Right now, he wants to be sort of a ball-playing midfield player.
Inside left, and now inside left he's playing.
Use your athleticism and see if you do end up understanding the game fully.
Maybe this is all unfair on him, because the reason we're talking about him and the reason he gets such prominence in discussions about United is because just of the price tag, which, as Graeme alluded to earlier, maybe is for the things around football that he brings, with the marketing campaign that United put on around him, and the boots, and the whole social media aspect.
Emojis.
And the emojis. Yeah, thanks, Graeme. Because he's well up on that, isn't he? But you know that all that aspect is almost on top of the football, and it's unfair in him to judge him on all that stuff.
On all the social media
Well,
stuff?
yeah, you know that's why
we're not judging him on the social media stuff. We're judging him on
but that's what
football.
the price tag
You're
is
kind of
for.
asking are they getting value for money because
Yeah.
they're getting it on the other side. But what football people want to see is what does a Villa do on the match? I don't really care how much Barcelona, many shorts they're selling on Messi, that belong to Messi or Ronaldo or whatever. I want to see his performances in the game.
Well, United are now the rich. In fairness, United are now the richest club in the world again.
Which allows them to buy the likes of him, but then he needs to play.
Yeah.
He needs to play and perform.
But it's not his fault.
Did you put it in a comparison with Ronaldo and Dele, who went for the same sort of money?
In terms of actual,
on a consistent basis, would you go, he takes your breath away the way Ronaldo does or the way Bale does sometimes? No.
But it's
He
not
doesn't even take the breath away the way Vieira used to do. And I would sort of like say they were similar sort of animals in the way they built, the way they play the game. But Vieira was ferocious. I'm not sure Pogba is as ferocious as Vieira would be.
So the point I'm making is it's not his fault. The price tag's not his fault.
No, it's not. No one's saying it is. But what you're
It's
saying
not
is like he's world record signing, Tommy.
What we're saying
So what
is
we're saying
that
is
whoever made the judgment to buy him for that amount of money, it wasn't great value.
You have to accept that Man
That they
United,
play over the
wherever Man
odds.
United go to buy, there's a
They
premium
play
to
over
be
the
paid.
odds.
But with him, I think they paid way beyond the premium. I come back to
Given that they had him already.
if he had been the top player, he wouldn't end up at Man United. He'd have gone to Real Madrid or
Really?
Barcelona.
Yeah.
If he had been the one that everyone thought, oh, we can't do without him, given his age, they would have come up with the cash. They would have found the money if they had fancied.
Or Juventus may have kept him to try and win the Champions League, which they can still win this year. Rather, they sold him to get Higuain, who might give them the goals to win the Champions League. So, but then if they thought he was making that much difference to the team, knowing Pedro was going, Vidal was probably going.
Here's one. You play in midfield. Describe him to me as a midfield.
Well, I was just thinking that he's not a holding midfield player. Is he a box? Yeah. Can he get box to box? Yeah. Can he go past people? Yeah.
Is he a goal scorer?
No, he's not on a regular
Not
basis.
physically enough.
No. I mean, if you put him in the bracket of a Lampard or a Gerrard or, as you said, a Dele Alli, could you play him off the striker, Graeme? No.
No, I come back to it. He's got a lot in his game that you think, wow, he's going to be a player. But the thing that he might be missing, that I think he's missing, he hasn't got a brain that switches onto the picture that he's seeing. He's not seeing the right. The thing that separates players to good players to the very best players is what picture they have in their head. And I don't think
You don't think he
got that
sees it
picture.
quick enough?
I don't think he sees the right picture.
In a United team now under Mourinho.